Hey everybody, hope you are doing well. Okay, so here we have Pastor RickyFloyd, and I have a question about this. So it's 1 o'clock in the morning. He's at the Mama's Bar and Grill, and they have an altercation. He takes the woman's beer can, then he takes the phone and throws it to the ground, and then she shoots.
Thanks for joining us, everyone.
No, I'm sorry. He takes the beer can on the phone, throws it to the ground, then he gets in the car to leave, then he gets back out. Goes toward her, then he backs up, she goes toward him, and boom, boom, boom. So I want to know if Pastor Floyd, was this like a wife, a spouse? Well, I'm sorry. I want to know if he was married. And I also want to know what's the relationship, because they're saying a crime of passion. And when I hear that the phone is thrown down, it just makes me wonder, is there something in the phone you don't want us to see? Why did you throw the phone down? Check it.
What's Coleman?
And I'm April Thompson. We're just getting information in from police this afternoon. An affidavit says 3 people, including a woman who is now charged, got into an argument with Pastor Floyd. It goes on to say that a video from Mama's Bar and Kitchen shows Floyd threw the suspect's phone to the ground along with the beer can.
Now, police say he started to drive away but got out and walked toward her. Then she reportedly moved toward Floyd, and that's when police say he walked backwards away from her and then fell to the ground. Of course, this has all sent shockwaves all across Memphis and the Mid-South.
Indeed, those in the community as well as other pastors are responding hours after learning the man who preached nonviolence is one of the city's latest victims of violence.
Crime scene tape blowing violently in the wind marks the spot where a violent attack happened overnight. It was just after 1 a.m. when police were called here to Mama's Bar and Kitchen at the corner of Kentucky Street and E.H. Crump Boulevard. Listen as dispatch relays information from broadcast.
Now, here's where it gets interesting to me. If you saw Part A, they already said they're saying a crime of passion. So that leads me to believe that there was some type of personal relationship. Okay? It leads me to believe that they had a personal relationship. Because the crime of passion is not just somebody having a, we balling out and, they done fallen and blah, 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 blah. So it sounds like a personal relationship. I tried to Google and find a spouse, and I could not find one. So I was trying to find Pastor RickyFloyd's wife, and I could not find one. But let's continue.
It was involving a female juvenile who was constantly approaching her in an aggressive manner.
Police, along with other first responders.
So that part, as you heard, it says it was involving a female shooting a male who was constantly approaching her in an aggressive manner. So we have a witness saying that he approached her in an aggressive manner, allegedly. Then he takes the beer can and the cell phone, throws it down, hops in his vehicle and leaves, then backs up, approaches her again. She obviously then pulls the gun. He backing up, she goes forward, and she shoots him. That's the reason I'm thinking she's facing charges. Because other than that, I thought about it. So if he has thrown the beer can and snatched her phone and tossed and thrown that too, driving away up, maybe he's got something else he wants to say to her, and he's approaching her in an aggressive manner, what was she supposed to do? Maybe she should have waited and see what he was going to do. See if he was going to put hands on her. Does she regularly carry a gun? I got questions. What's the extent of the relationship? Because you're saying a crime of passion. Does she know this man? Did she carry a gun on a regular basis, or did she just happen to have her gun at that time? Have they had an altercation before? So on the screen, the 911 call specifically stated it was involving a female shooting a male who was constantly approaching her in an aggressive manner.
relays information from Broadcastify.
It was involving a female shooter male who was constantly approaching her in an aggressive manner.
Police, along with other first responders, soon arrived, but there was nothing they could do. This ambulance sat idle as the man shot was never rushed away from the scene.
So she shot him and he's dead. Again, crime of passion, personal relationship. And the only reason, I don't know if they have stand your ground in Tennessee, is that I think he's facing charges, is that when they said once he drove away, then he stopped, then he came back, I guess they're going to continue the argument, whatever the heck is going on. And then he's going toward her. I guess that's when she pulled a gun. He's backing back. So when she went forward, I think that's what brought her charges and then shot. The fact that he backed. Now, if she, in my opinion, I'm not an attorney, but in my opinion, if she had maybe just stood still and shot as he was coming at her, she may not be facing charges. Let me know what you all think. If she had maybe just stood still, wouldn't face charges. But the thing is, I want to know if they've had a prior relationship with DV charges possibly. But the sad thing is, people just can't, adults just can't handle things. We just don't know when to stop and just walk away. Now we're going to keep it going. Maybe two things. He should have just stayed in that vehicle and walked away. You know, already threw the little beer, allegedly, and her phone. So probably the phone, you can't call 911. It may be damaged. They said he threw it. You get in your car and you drive away. Why you snatch your phone, Pastor? Get in your vehicle and you drive away, then you're going to stop and you're going to go back. You should have just kept on going. Conflict resolution. Don't know how to say, you know what, this is getting heated. It's time to go. Conflict resolution. Like I said, I had an issue before at a hotel. I'm not going to go back and forth with Bonquifa. So that right there, it later worked out in my favor. So I'm like, hey, that's I end up getting me like the last day that I used it, I didn't get charged. But I'm going to go back and forth with you. You're not worth it, darling. No, because it's obviously who's the less intelligent one and the ignorant one, and it's not me. And I said what I had to say. So on that note, I'm going to get my things and I'm going to go ahead and leave. It's your mix-up, not mine. This is your mix-up. So no, we're not going to pack up and then call it. No, darling, please. I have too many points. No, I'm not doing that. So I'm just going to go ahead and leave and go elsewhere. It was a black man standing back watching the whole thing go down. As I'm walking away, I don't know the man. And he just said, hey, so yeah, I was listening to what's going on. Are you okay? Are you all right? I never met the man. Intelligent man. I said, oh yeah. I said, yeah, I said it was a mix up and I'm not about to go back and forth with them. We're behind the counter there. So I decided to get my things and go. That's all. He was like, oh, okay. And that I appreciate it. Because we don't always do that. We're pretty much sometimes, oh, you on your own. That's not my problem. So that I knew to walk away. He want to find out what's going on. For whatever reason. Maybe just being a caring person. But we don't know how to walk away from conflict. We don't know how to dissolve. Don't know how to say, you know what, right now it's heated. We're not going to get anything accomplished right now. It's best to go our separate ways. He should have kept on driving. And if they have had a prior relationship like this here, where it's gotten heated like this, because I thought about it. For this to get heated in public like this here, and they're starting a crime of passion, it's probably gotten heated behind closed doors. Sometimes it's just best to call it quits. You can't get along. So now look, there are no winners. Don't know how to handle conflict in adult relationships. Now there are no winners. He's dead and she's facing charges. It said it's involving a female shooting a male who was constantly approaching her in an aggressive manner.
That relays information from Broadcastify.
It was involving a female shooter male who was constantly approaching her in an aggressive manner.
Police, along with other first responders, soon arrived, but there was nothing they could do. This ambulance sat idle as the man shot was never rushed away from the scene. Instead, this is where he was pronounced dead. The victim, we learned, is Pastor RickyFloyd, the senior lead pastor of Pursuit of God Transformation Center in Fraser.
I don't know what to say. A pastor would be slaughtered. Uh, it's just rare. And I guess it's rare, but it seems to be an occurrence that's happening more often.
And I have a question here, because I know when it comes to the victim, this unfortunately happened. I have a question here when it comes to the victim, like the man just said, for him to be slaughtered. And here's the thing about it. We're going to forget about this part, though. It is what it is. Also, for a man to be approaching a woman in an aggressive manner. Oh, hold on. The shooting involved a man who was constantly approaching her in an aggressive manner. So is that what a pastor does? So obviously this relationship went way, way left. Something went wrong. But let's not try to pretend that, it's just one bad person in this event. The 911 call said a man who was constantly approaching her in an aggressive manner. Makes me wonder, is that why she had that gun? It makes me wonder if maybe she's been, they've had a DV, a possible domestic violence altercation prior.
Here at Mama's Bar and Kitchen told us off camera this did not happen inside the establishment. They're also telling us it happened once they closed up. She wanted to make that clear. However, what's unclear is what prompted the deadly shooting. A source with first-hand knowledge of the case says there was a dispute between Pastor Floyd and a woman later identified as Samantha Marion. The source goes on to say the pastor threw her phone before things spilled into the streets and then spiraled out of control, ending with Samantha Marion allegedly shooting and killing the.
So hold on. So they were obviously in the bar cutting up. Must have been going down in the bar. So I guess it escalated and then they took it outside.
Threw her phone before things spilled into the streets and then spiraled out of control, ending with Samantha Marion allegedly shooting and killing the pastor. She has since been charged with voluntary manslaughter, a killing in which someone is said to have acted in the heat of passion.
And she has pled. I just saw an update here on the news feed. She's pled not guilty. So let me know what you all think. Sometimes it's just best to walk away. But I know they're going to have she'll be the bad person, he'll be the good person because, he's deceased. Why did it spill into the bar? And then it went outside into the streets. And again, the call said it was involving a female shooting a male who was constantly approaching her in an aggressive manner. Is this the first time, folks? Anyway, let me know what you all think. Thanks for watching. Feel free to comment, like, subscribe, and share. And I'm out.